Hi, Steve here. This was a rare 1989 Oprah show which you'll never see again. They told us 36 years ago what they're doing, and nobody believed it. Most will refuse to believe this now, but that doesn't make it any less true.
Used also in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism. You come from generations of ritualistic abuse?
Yes, my family has an extensive family tree. It's gone back to like 1700.
Does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family. There would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to, you know...
Whose babies?
There were people who bred babies in their family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not. When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice an infant.
And the purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
For power.
Power. And so, were you ever used? Were you ever used yourself?
I was molested. I was raped several times.
And what's your mother doing?
She's lives in the Chicago metropolitan area. She's on the Human Relations Commission of the town that she lives in, and she's an upstanding citizen. Nobody would suspect her.
People find it hard to believe that they're spraying our skies with geoengineered aerosol nanotech, but that doesn't make it any less true. People may find things hard to believe now in this world, but that doesn't make it any less true. You can prepare for what's coming and what's here, or you can keep your head covered in the sand until you're dead. And when you enter eternity, if you've never surrendered your life to worship and love the true and living God, you will not only be dead and removed from your body, but you will live in eternity, suffering eternal punishment along with all those who rejected the love of the truth.
I mean, previously in history, if you were on the wrong side of history, if you didn't understand what was happening and you lost the competition, then you ended up as some kind of serf or manual laborer being exploited by the people who understand and have the power. Now, if you're left behind, you're facing something far worse, which is to be completely irrelevant. They won't even need you as a serf or as a slave.
What to do with them, and how will they find some sense of meaning in life when they are basically meaningless, worthless? My best guess at present is a combination of drugs and computer games as a solution for more. It's already happening under different titles, different headings. You see more and more people spending more and more time or solving their inner problems with drugs and computer games.
Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds. The IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution. People will literally be part of a network. All the bodies, all the brains would be connected together to a network, and you won't be able to survive if you're disconnected from the net.
Greenpeace co-founder Dr. Patrick Moore underscores the catastrophic consequences of the globalists' net zero agenda.
And they're getting away with doing something now. They're going into agriculture and threatening to cut off the supply of food because food is causing global warming. And oh, isn't that nice? Only the billionaires will be able to afford to buy food, and all the other people will die, and because there's not enough food. That's what we're heading for if we continue to listen to these people. And they are about to perpetrate one of the most evil acts in the history of human civilization, which is to cause poverty and starvation to hundreds of people if they go with this net zero. In order to get net zero, first off, we'd have to kill all the animals, including ourselves, because we are an emission of CO2. We are talking about the most important things for the survival of ourselves every day: food and energy. There are no two Nothing else is as important as those two things. Water, right, is part of food. They haven't decided to cut the water off just yet. But if they go ahead with what they are thinking and planning, they will cause a ruination the likes of which the Earth has never seen. Because there are over 8 billion of us, and 4 billion of us depend on nitrogen fertilizer, which they now say is bad because it's a greenhouse gas or whatever. It isn't actually a greenhouse gas, but they've got some story about how nitrogen, in the form of nitrous oxide, is going to cause the Earth to warm up to unacceptable degrees. It's all completely phony. And so is the campaign against CO2, completely phony. There's nothing to it. It's not a real thing. And yet they have made it into a real thing in the West in particular. Russia, India, and China are busy building coal plants and nuclear plants.
A company in Illinois, funded by Bill Gates, has come out with lab-grown butter.
At Savor, we've been really excited to explore a new technical approach to making food that does not require vast amounts of land or animal suffering, doesn't produce greenhouse gases.
So the dream here is that Savor itself will be coming out with butter in the next year or two, and then for these other products, Savor will be a key ingredient to help them achieve food that is environmentally friendly but also tastes great.
It's like, again, when you put a piece of cheese on the mousetrap or a worm on a hook, you're not giving the fish something because you love it. You're not giving the mouse cheddar cheese because you want to take it, out on a date or maybe to Disney World. You want to kill it. And these are literal psychotic predators saying, this is fish, this is butter, this is beef. No, it's not. And if you don't eat lab-grown cancer cells, you're Hitler. And lab-grown butter and lab-grown milk and insect flour. It's not flour, it's toxic chitin shells of crickets and things for decades. But now, all the big top food producers, Tyson, you name it, in the last 4 years have invested tens of billions of dollars, and they've got factories, you can pull it up, built all over the United States to have lab-grown meat and produce all these insects and try to force you to eat it. But a company in Illinois, funded by Bill Gates, has come out with lab-grown butter. And as gross as it is and how it's made, I'll get into that, how they tell you it's made versus how it has made is different. It's nothing compared to the lab-grown beef that's not beef, the lab-grown pork that's not pork, the lab-grown chicken that's not chicken, the lab-grown salmon that's not salmon, the lab-grown turkey that's not turkey. It's just insane. And when you learn that they grow it from cancer cells of a dead black woman, folks, I know that sounds insane. I'll show you the receipts. You can look it up all for yourself. It's public. It's not even debated. Bill Gates, anything he rolls forward, you should consider to be basically cyanide.
Final goal is to eradicate humanity as we know it. Once you understand the final destination, it becomes much easier to look back and identify the psychological conditioning, the biological tampering, the cultural grooming, and the educational prepping that we have been subjected to for decades in preparation to making us accept a post-human future. Whether you care to accept it or not, we live in a hyper-controlled matrix where our perception of reality is meticulously planned, managed, and executed in order to control and steer us in whichever direction they wish. A weak, immoral, disconnected, ignorant, and unhealthy population is an easy target for the next stage, the creation of an entire generation of androgynous beings. It takes a lot of physical and psychological abuse to get an intelligent species like ours to agree to its own extinction.
Do you really think all this chaos happening in the world right now is just a random thing? What if the anger, the division, the conflicts exploding across the earth aren't just disconnected events, but pieces of a single terrifying picture. What if it's all part of a 2,000-year-old prophecy unfolding right before our eyes?